What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Today we got some big announcements and a delay to talk about, including Christopher Nolan's The Odyssey, Avengers Doomsday, and 007 First Light. I'm going to start with The Odyssey because this one honestly has me both excited and a little nervous. So The Odyssey is officially being directed by Christopher Nolan and is set to release on July 17th. The cast alone is stacked. Matt Damon as Odyssey, Tom Holland as Telemachus, Anne Hathaway as Penelope, Robert Pattinson as Antinous, Zendaya as Athena, Charlize Theron as Cersei, John Bernthal as Menelaus, John Leguizamo as Eumaeus, Mia Goth as Menlantho, plus Elliot Page and Josh Stewart. The story follows Odyssey as he attempts to journey home after the Trojan War, trying to reunite with his wife, while encountering mythical beings along the way, including Cyclops, Polyphemus, Sirens, and Circe. Now here's where I'm personally split. The one thing I absolutely loved from Christopher Nolan was the Dark Knight trilogy. Those movies were incredible, grounded, emotional, and easy to follow, while still being deep. But after that, we got Inception and Tenet. Inception was confusing but manageable. Tenet though, I'll be honest, I couldn't even finish it. There was so much being explained, reversed, and layered on top of itself that I was just sitting there like, what is even happening? And I know I wasn't alone. A lot of people felt the same way. So my biggest hope for The Odyssey is that it doesn't fall into that trap. I really want this to be just a great story, not something overly complicated to the point where it distracts from the experience. If no one keeps it focused and lets the mythology breathe, this could be something really special. Next up is Avengers Doomsday. They released a teaser confirming that Steve Rogers is returning, and not only that, he has a baby now, which we actually seen hints of before. What makes this interesting is that Steve chose to stay in the past to be with Peggy Carter, finally getting the life and the dance they never had. So the big question is, how does he come back? My guess is either the Avengers go back and bring him forward, or Steve somehow finds his own way back to the present. Either way, it seems like he'll be Captain America again, which brings up another big question. Does this mean Sam Wilson gives up the shield and goes back to being Falcon, like what happens in the comics? We won't know for a while though, since Avengers Doomsday isn't releasing until December 18th, 2026. So yeah, it's going to be a long wait. Finally, let's talk about 007 First Light. IO Interactive has officially delayed the game by 2 months, moving from March 27th to May 27th. Honestly, I had a feeling this was going to happen. When I watched the trailer, there were a few things that just looked off. Nothing terrible, but enough to make me think that the game needed more time. IO Interactive released a statement saying, "The game is fully playable from beginning to end. Development is going well. The extra 2 months are strictly for polish and refinement, so the game meets the quality players expect on day one." And I'm completely fine with that. I would much rather wait for a finished, polished game than get something rushed, buggy, and broken. Taking their time now means better reviews, fewer complaints, and a much stronger launch overall. It's been a long time since we had a proper James Bond game, and this one honestly has the potential to be the best Bond game ever made. So yeah, I don't mind the delay at all. I'm really looking forward to playing it next year. Let me know what you think about all of this. Are you excited or worried about Nolan's The Odyssey? How do you think Steve Rogers comes back in Avengers Doomsday? And are you okay with 007 First Light being delayed? If you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure to like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.